Good morning, Reds. It is Talking Reds. This particular Talking Reds is short on crisps, but tall on football. So hopefully you will enjoy that. There's people already in the comments mentioning crisps. No crisps today, I'm afraid. We're just going to talk about the footy. Going to start off with some great quotes from Van Dijk. I'm looking around, I'm seeing lots of people getting excited about the quadruple bid. You should get excited. Never before have Liverpool been at this position, at this point in the season, able to win the lot. But that is what we're trying to do, and it's lots of fun, and there's lots of stuff to look forward to. But you can get dragged down by the nonsense, I think. I mean, all this train stuff about Wembley and, you know, the statements that are going out. I fully agree with all of that, by the way, and it's a fucking joke. But we're going to talk about that on 3 Strikes, so we're saving that one. We're not talking about it on here. But what I'm saying is, don't let that get in the way of, don't let it cloud the fact that we're watching one of the best versions of Liverpool Football Club ever. In your lifetime, in my lifetime, in your dad's lifetime, in your granddad's lifetime, ever. And what I enjoyed from Van Dijk is, you know, you're seeing all these pieces say, like, Watford's the start of a run of 7 matches in 23 days. Obviously, if we get past Benfica, you'll be bolting another one on. So it'll be 8 in April, because the first leg of the semi would be at the end of April. But, you know, great. We want games. We want excitement. Yeah. And loads of people are saying, you know, I might not end up with a girlfriend anymore, or a wife, or...
Yeah, you see the tweet.
Yeah.
Single away.
Yeah. You know, there is that to negotiate, if indeed you are with someone. But, you know, Van Dijk says, I think one of the first things you don't have to forget is just enjoy it. He says, against Forest, it's something you should enjoy, these nights where you have to fight for everything. So that's what we're going to do in April as well. But I think everyone, even the younger guys, everyone should enjoy it. It's tough sometimes because you want to play as well as you can. And even when there were moments when we were a bit sloppy on the ball, we still kept going, we kept pressing. These moments always happen. You just have to give it your all, enjoy the moment, and focus on the game ahead of us. It's good that we are going to Wembley again, and that even that last line, you know, like there's this big thing about, you know, semis shouldn't be at Wembley again. I agree with that, but look, the likelihood is football authorities do not give a fuck about football fans, so it will be at Wembley, and we'll have all this shenanigans, and people will write pieces, people will protest, and blah blah blah. And again, I'm right behind all of that, but there's form for this. They don't give a fuck. So okay, what's the good side of it then? Well, there should be 45,000 tickets available for us to all go down there and watch the mighty Reds. In theory.
Yeah, no, I'm bang into the footballers talking like this, because usually you almost feel as if they're almost robotic in their interviews and how they talk about these games, and that, we just take one game at a time. We aren't thinking about the fact that we're playing 7-8 games in a month. Every game is as important as the next. All the stock answers, but I love the idea that they're in the dressing room and they're saying as well, fucking hell, this is going to be some fun, this. You know, if we get past Benfica, then you've got either a trip to Munich or Villarreal, loads of fun that, possibly a European Cup final, we've got trips to Wembley. You know, we get to see them as days out, and we get to see them as the experiences that these footballers are giving us, but they're experiences for them as well. And look, they'll be backing themselves. This doesn't, them talking about it as enjoyment doesn't take away from, or, you know, it doesn't take away from like how important they see it and sort of their mindset going into each game. But I love the idea that they're going, just this might be the best run of our careers for a lot of them. Yeah. This has never happened in the history of Liverpool at this point in the season. They can win it all. They know that they're 16 games from immortality. You know, I'm doing the
yeah. 10 games from greatness.
You know, but that, you know, there's possibly 16 more games for them to win the lot, and for them to be, look, they're already Liverpool legends, but you know, there's always been that talk around, is this the best Liverpool side ever? And yes, most people agree it is, in terms of how they played and everything. Well, now let's get the trophies in the cabinet to back that up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It is good, it is exciting, and can't wait to get stuck into it. And I always hark back to what some of the lads said around the 2001 season. Remember Carragher saying, you know, I think they ended up playing about 63 games that season. And Carragher said he loved it because, you know, they didn't really go into training as such, because it was, you know, a game every 3 days, and the logistics of it, so the travel and all that kind of stuff. And he said it was just like, win the game, go to the next one, win the game, go to the next one. And look, by this stage of the season, you know, most of the formations, the tactics, the things that, you know, the manager would want to work with them on the training ground, they're well ingrained. Yeah. Okay, there's Diaz who's come in, who we're going to go on to talk about in a second, who, you know, won't know stuff like that. but he's done all right anyway, hasn't he? Which
yeah.
again we are going to talk about. Just to dive into the comments quickly, there are comments there about crisp, no crisp today. Told you, come on. Derek says there, as Craig given the shirt back to Lizzie. Told you to get a shout.
It's in the wardrobe waiting to be unleashed again, one day soon.
Knew it would get a shout. Quadruple still possible, so let's be believers, not doubters, says Joshua. That's it. That's exactly the spirit. Craig stacking the crisp aisle in Asda but forgot his name badge.
What did he say?
Is Craig stacking the crisp aisle in Asda but he's forgot his name badge? Harsh this, you know. All I do as well is like I just throw a trackie on like a scruff and I never get any shit.
I'm not in the least bothered about what you think about what I wear, believe me.
The schedule is ridiculously difficult, says Angel 1968 there.
You can look at it that way, or you can look at it as like at the start of the season, you look at the fixture list and you think you look at the home games against Everton, the home game against United. You think about when like the knockouts for the Champions League is. You think about like cup finals and so on. And we're getting like essentially 16 cup finals in the space of what, you know, a month and a half, which is, you know, it's
we played 47 games already as well.
It's outrageous.
Which is wild,
it's outrageous.
Isn't it? Jam says, why is Hannan wearing a life jacket?
It's a fucking G, like. Robbo called it a gillet.
The best a man can get. Okay, the other thing we wanted to talk about, there is an interview about Diaz on Sky Sports with the boss man, Jurgen Klopp. And he says you don't expect miracles immediately from these kind of players, but he's not far away from doing exactly that, and long may it continue. There's a bit in there as well where he says that, you know, he's not even able to communicate directly with him. He speaks Spanish, you know, Klopp speaks English. Klopp says Diaz is learning English. He said, I'm not learning Spanish. And he said, so we'll just have to wait. Obviously, they've got ways and means of communicating, but it's not direct right now.
There's talk about Harvey Elliott. Apparently, he's been hanging out with them, but they're mates, but neither of them can speak their own language. So how are they sort of communicating? Did you see the video of Robbo trying to explain how to play the football volleyball to him? And he's like holding the ball and then saying, and Diaz is going, yeah, I've got it.
It must be mad though, mustn't it? I mean, like, obviously there will be one or two that he can communicate with, who can speak his native tongue and all that sort of thing. But, you know, I always think about it, the pressure we put on players to say, just come in and perform to this level week in, week out. And, you know, it's like new house, new city, you know, new language. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'd be daunted.
Especially with Liverpool's team as well, especially the way they play. And you know, you're talking about how like the Klopp's methods and what he expects of the players will be well sort of ingrained in what they do. But for someone like Diaz having to come in and settle straight away, the interesting thing about that piece in the Sky Sports article was that they had someone on talking about how similar Porto and Liverpool were stylistically, and how although Porto play a 4-4-2, and so Diaz's position technically is different to how he plays at Liverpool, the role of which and what they're asking him to do is almost exactly the same.
Stick it in the onion bag.
Well, yeah, sort of. But you know, that's something that Liverpool look at, not just in terms of like what they're asking for a player. You know, their stats in terms of the goals as assists were incredible, but how you can fit in straight away, and we've seen that from the beginning from him.
Yeah, Klopp says there's a reason why you sign a player, and the reason is the quality that he has. The reason is the way that he's playing the game. With Diaz, as with so many of Liverpool's signings, there's a logic to targeting him. That's a bit of editorialising from Sky, sorry. But yeah, then it says with Lewis, where it being really special is that when we saw him, we knew he would fit in immediately. That's really difficult usually, but because he didn't have to change, that's why we have a really confident boy here. I like this. He says he was in a really good moment with Porto, playing good for Colombia, and so came here full of confidence. But what we tried to make sure is that he does not lose that because of the playbook. As we tell him that he has to do this and he has to do that, we just want him to be natural.
That's so interesting, isn't it? Like in comparison to how we feel, how we think that Jurgen Klopp's sides work in terms of like the press and the counter press and what they're being asked to do game by game basis. And I think again it says in that's one of the things that, you know, like beyond the stats, it was his counter pressing at Porto that they knew was, I think it was higher than Mane's, and it was close to Firmino as well. So, you know, we've got such a player in our hands here. I'm so excited. And one of the things he says is like how quickly he's adapt, but how they're expecting more. And you know, there's going to be a big moment from him. There's going to be a real big moment.
You've got Carragher saying, like, you know, he thinks he could be really influential, and so do I, by the way. But, you know, like, really influential on the chase for the title, and the chase for all of these cups that we're still in contention for. And then you've still got, as you're saying, you've still got them saying, well, we've got a pre-season next summer where we can work on little things with them, where we can make fine adjustments. Before that, there's trophies to win. You know, nothing's happened yet. The start's been really good. These are long-term project. There's loads more to come. I mean, even that, it's just like, you know, that's really exciting, isn't it? And all of this from a fella that we thought was going to be a streak of piss, Noodle. Noodle was his nickname, wasn't it? I thought he was going to disappear down the grid. That's
what I love about him. He's so, it isn't just his like the skill set that he's got, it's how sort of his strength on the ball. You can't get the ball off him. Just the way he's able to shield it. It is all very South American. Keep saying it's very Suarez and how he's you know, stylistically. What are they saying now?
Someone's asking, did you skydive to work? Then someone said, what wristwatch is Craig wearing, please? And then someone's replied, Big Ben.
What?
Big Ben.
Big Ben?
For your watch. What type of watch is it on?
Tissot.
There you go.
Tissot should be on to me
there
by
fucking back now anyway. You know what I mean? We're just here talking about the Reds. Not
Plus I look class, so sharp.
Why is he? Oh, fucking hell! They're all about you. Why is he dressed as Marty McFly? Why is he wearing a life jacket?
Has no one ever heard of a G-leg? Do you know what? I wore it and knew someone would say something about it, but not ours.
What's this kite chat? I've not even heard this. I was withdrawn from international.
I saw that. I wondered whether that was another diddle, but then he's one of the footballers that we want more minutes in his legs. I think he's one of the footballers we want. You know, he's had a good little run there. I think in terms of. That is a concern, especially at this time of the season for him. It'd just be such a shame for him again. Like, you know, I think, trying to think of what the games were, and we've had so many of them, I can't remember, but there was 2 or 3 where I thought he was really, really good. And it'd just be such a shame if he's out injured for this run of games.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to get minutes in big games.
I mean, on Trent, like, it's been positive news about Trent, hasn't it? You know, they're already saying they don't think that's as serious as they initially thought. Oh yeah,
that's the best one, by the way. I love that. It's pure Alex Ferguson. That, like, you know, we know he's got
Gareth, an FA Cup. Can't play for England, mate. Twisted sock. Yeah, all right, ta-da.
FA Cup game, probably wouldn't have played him in anyway. Then the international break, and then Watford at home. You know, even
Hodgson's
if they want
Hornets.
yeah,
they'll be back for them.
A nice little break for.
And Andy Robbo as well. Tested positive for COVID, so we'll miss Scotland's friendly. But, you know, again,
did he?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so, you know, but then you would expect he's all right for the real stuff. So, you know, don't get too down.
Timed well.
What else have we got? Just a shout out as well that we have got some live shows coming up in Ireland. Still tickets available, aren't they, mate?
Yeah, the AnfieldWrap.com/tall live. We've got about 25 left for Belfast. I'm not sure how many on Dublin and Cork, but yeah, I'd get on those. Really, really excited about it.
Yeah, get involved in that. Check out the shop as well. Loads of new stuff in there as ever. Maybe you want to get your ma something for Mother's Day. Get involved. And
that's all mug.
Yeah, a subscription. You know what I mean? Whatever. Get involved. I mean, you know, I'm not discriminating here, am I? Do you know what I mean? Anyway. Loads of stuff from the Anfield Wrap, including 3 strikes coming up, where we'll talk about all the stuff that we couldn't talk about on here, including the travel debacle around the semi-final. There'll be the weekly Everton update as well, of course. And we'll talk about something else as well. Joshua says there, no Chris chat, I'm disappointed. I mean, no one sent us any this week, I would say. So, you know what I mean? It's not me who's let you down. You've let yourselves down. So take a long look in the mirror, and when you see no crisps on our table, well, that's down to you, isn't it? It's easy enough to find our address. It's all out there on the internet. You could easily send us a big box, and we could be here right now trying crisps, but no. Talking about footy instead. Anyway, that has been Talking Reds from the Anfield Wrap. Up the Reds, enjoy it, as Virgil Van Dijk said. In a bit.